Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that an emergency family meeting will soon be called by Eric, who is very troubled by the recent tumultuous events that have thrown his family and the entire town into turmoil. Eric, the family's patriarch, decides to personally get to the bottom of the story, especially the conflicts surrounding Hope's fashion line and the growing tension between Hope and Steffy. Eric calls all the family members together, hoping to find a solution, but the situation quickly escalates when Steffy, with strong determination, demands that Hope be fired and her fashion line be terminated. For Steffy, Hope's fashion line has not only affected the brand image but also severely impacted the company's revenue. The recent sharp decline in numbers is a testament to the failure, and Steffy feels it is her responsibility to stop the situation from getting worse. Carter, on the other hand, believes in Hope's potential and fiercely defends her, arguing that some suggestions for improvement can save the brand. He hopes that with time and the necessary support, Hope can recover and even develop her fashion line. When Eric turns his attention to Hope, she is steadfast but admits that her product line is struggling. With a little hope and faith in Carter's suggestions, Hope believes that she can restructure everything to save the brand. However, Steffy cannot control her emotions, openly criticizing Hope and doubting her ability to maintain her fashion line. According to Steffy, the losses the company is suffering are too great, and continuing to support Hope will only make things worse. The argument between Steffy and Hope becomes more and more intense, to the point that Eric, who wanted to mediate, feels helpless. Not only did the two nieces stand firm in their opinions, they also showed their unyieldingness, which left Eric completely overwhelmed. For a patriarch like Eric, seeing his family torn apart by work conflicts was extremely heartbreaking. As the situation continued to escalate, the psychological pressure and sadness over the family situation took a heavy toll on Eric's health. In the midst of the two sides' constant arguing, he began to feel a sharp pain in his chest. Before anyone could realize it, Eric collapsed to the floor in a sudden heart attack. Donna rushed to her husband's side in a panic and immediately called an ambulance, while Hope and Steffy had yet to realize his critical condition. Immersed in their conflict, they argued endlessly and even started fighting, despite Eric being unconscious right before their eyes. The drama reaches its climax as Donna tries to wake her two nieces up from their hatred to make them realize what is really important. The battle for control of the company puts the family relationship at risk of breaking down, and now both Hope and Steffy may have to face the unfortunate consequences of their actions. Eric, who always cherishes his family, may never forgive them for the pain they have caused, if he is lucky enough to survive this critical period. Will this hatred be eased when they realize how important Eric is? Ridge did not expect things to become so serious. When he witnessed Hope and Steffy pulling each other's hair, Ridge immediately rushed in to pull them apart, trying to separate the two nieces before the situation got worse. But even though he pulled them apart, Ridge also knew that the discord between them could not be resolved in a moment. Ridge was not only shocked that the two women in the family had lost their minds, but also heartbroken to learn that Eric had to be rushed to the hospital during this conflict. He was getting old, and his health was not what it used to be, and this made Ridge even more worried when he remembered the time Eric had been close to death. In that tense moment, Ridge made the important decision to first take everyone to the hospital so that the whole family could stand by Eric's side as he fought for his life. At the hospital, doctors rushed Eric to the emergency room. Meanwhile, the whole family waited nervously, and Ridge had to face his two nieces, Hope and Steffy, who had indirectly pushed Eric into critical condition. Although the argument between Hope and Steffy was related to work and benefits in the company, Ridge could not have imagined that it could push the situation to this point, causing the head of the family to risk losing his life. Ridge looked at his nieces in pain, wondering if they realized the consequences of their actions. While waiting outside the emergency room, everyone silently prayed for Eric. The doctors were doing their best to revive him, but his old age and declining health made treatment more difficult than ever. Eric had once been on the brink of life and death, but could he resist fate this time again? Ridge could not help but feel the anxiety and tension that permeated the entire hospital atmosphere. The question is, if Eric does not survive, will Hope and Steffi be able to live with the guilt they have inadvertently caused? Not only will they lose a grandfather, but they will also have to face the responsibility of indirectly causing his death. Ridge knows that if the worst happens, the relationship between the two will never be able to heal, and these painful memories will haunt them forever. Will Eric's death bring them to their senses, or will regrets only come when everything is too late? In this tense wait, the Forrester family will probably never forget this moment when the line between love, greed, and hatred brought them to the brink of tragedy.
Oh,